at the National Press Club hosted by Steven Greer. There were several whistleblowers that decided to come forward in that environment and share their stories. We were actually sent there on behalf of our employer to look for whistleblowers that we were trying to basically report to the FBI and get arrested.
Well, it looks like Dr. Steven Greer's whistleblower was originally intended to show up at his event and report some of these whistleblowers to the FBI, right? And then this person, Jake Barber, turned whistleblower, right, allegedly. And now he's coming out with some pretty extraordinary claims, being able to summon craft, telepathically, starting a new sort of initiative to sort of showcase that, and even claiming to have showcased these abilities to the Pentagon's Office to Study UFOs, AARO, right? More on that. But first, let's jump into this video that was set up by Jesse Michaels from American Alchemy. He sat down with this gentleman named Jake Barber, who you've been hearing a lot about. And they had like a 4-hour interview. So I'm going to put a link in the description to the full interview. These are just some clips that I'm going to share in today's video. So first up, let's get to this clip that I think you'll find very revealing.
For the first time in all these years of doing interviews with UFO-related people, today we're going to be talking to a first-hand witness. So it's no longer the guy that talked to the guy. It is the guy himself.
Part of why I'm valuable is because I'm at the fingertips of this thing, and everyone people have heard from on a high administrative leadership
exactly
information
exactly
level.
This is super dangerous for him right now. Right now we're in a limbo because the story is supposed to break out on News Nation hopefully this week, and every day that it doesn't go live, there's more danger in his life.
So tell me about the moment when you realized that you were involved in a retrieval of non-human technology.
I was trained as a pilot a long time ago, and the last 20 years I've served more as a pilot than I have as a ground crew member or in any other capacity.
So again, remember, Jake Barber is the gentleman that was brought forth on this big News Nation exclusive that everyone in the community has been talking about. And now, of course, he goes on Jesse Michaels' show and does this, extensive 4-hour interview, right? And Jake kind of goes into a little bit better detail than he did in his News Nation exclusive about this egg incident, right? This egg-shaped object that he and his team went and picked up.
Jake, have you retrieved a non-human craft?
Yes, I have. For everyone that's getting exposed to this right now, humble yourself from the perspective of what you consider believable.
Can you describe the retrievals end to end?
Yeah.
What happens? Where are you?
I sit back at a separate location. I get GPS coordinates at the very last second. I get dispatched, I go there, and then en route, from very short range out, maybe 5 minutes out, I get read a description of what it is I'm picking up. It's so real when you look at it. It's not like in the background you're hearing, oh, and there's this light. Like, this is an epic moment. Where's the crescendo of, it's like, no, there's just flying a helicopter, come over a ridge, there's an egg sitting there and dudes sitting around on the ground, flashing you, calling you in. It doesn't register as exciting, in that format.
Now, I have to admit, these are some pretty wild claims, right? That little to no evidence has been provided. Now, in this next clip I'm going to show you, Jake claims to have summoned these eggs again, right? And even captured on camera this incident in broad daylight. And he's going to show some pictures here. But the issue is, he can summon them at will. Why can't we get one, right? That would be the bigger reveal, right? Because I think you might be a little bit disappointed in the pictures they're about to show.
Since we've left the program and reorganized and are now working with AARO, I can make the egg show up. And we have. And we've demonstrated it post-program. And we did it in August.
Oh my God.
In broad daylight.
Really?
Yeah.
So
you can summon the egg.
Yes, we can summon the egg.
That is absurd.
It seems absurd, but we've tracked it in broad daylight, the egg, moving at 10,000 miles per hour.
Wow.
So based on range. And it comes when at a precise timing when we've asked for it. We're doing demonstrations for the new director of Aero. They're fully privy. They've seen our videos. They've seen our data and our report.
And Aero is the All-Domain Anomaly
Resolutions Office. Yeah. We have classes of UAP. There's a number of classes and categories that we've...
How many?
More than 8.
Do you know all
more
of
than
them?
8. Yes.
Can you list them?
No. Maybe soon we can.
You see, because part of these claims are that they can bring these craft down. Well, then just go retrieve it, right? That's literally what he did. He said he was part of these crash retrieval teams. That should be the number one thing he's very good at, right? Going to get these things. So I guess that's the next phase, if you will. So I'll be on the lookout to see if one of these egg-shaped objects is wheeled out in a press conference. I mean, that would be wild, for sure. But for now, we just have a lot of different stories about, what's going to be done. And some of these things they have shown a little bit of their evidence. But I have to be honest, some of the pictures and stuff they've shown just have been kind of lackluster for me. But, we'll wait and see, right? They said they have more that they're doing, and they're working with Aero, and they've demonstrated that with them. I think the better question would be to ask, what was Aero's response, or what are other people's responses to this? All right, let's get to this last clip that I think you'll find the most interesting that I played at the beginning about Dr. Steven Greer, right? Barber is going to detail an account of going to one of his press club events, right, just a couple years ago, and initially going with different intentions, but, changing his mind and, walk it out with another intention.
In 2023, I believe, there was a whistleblower conference shortly after the Whistleblower Protection Act got activated, and then there was this at the National Press Club hosted by Steven Greer. There were several whistleblowers that had decided to come forward in that environment and share their stories. So we were actually sent there on behalf of our employer to look for whistleblowers that we were trying to basically report to the FBI and get arrested. Because at that time, I was in this weird place between becoming a whistleblower or rounding up the whistleblowers and shutting them up. Because there were good reasons and bad reasons to be a whistleblower. And so
you were at this press event red teaming, basically.
Exactly. Yeah.
You are trying to maybe gather intel on people who might become a liability for the program.
I have to admit, when you hear something like that, as honest as it is, it's almost like, it does make it a little harder to trust what he's saying, right, at that point. How do we know that's not still going on, right? Even if you come out with it, right? It's kind of a weird thing to say, too. You kind of blow your own cover and then, come out with, hearing one whistleblower story. I mean, wouldn't you have heard some of these accounts before, right? And then you just decide to, you know what? Let's flip the script right here at this press club event. I don't know. I think some more questioning about that would be interesting, because he goes on to detail, a pretty interesting reason for flipping and becoming a whistleblower, if I'm honest. So I'll save that for the full video. Go check it out. Again, link in the description. And you can find out his answer on that. All right. We'll see you guys on the next one. Remember, every day's a gift, y'all. Peace.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep.